In today's video, we'll be attempting to play the most difficult piece written by every composer. Not every single composer, but some of the most prominent and famous composers in the last 400 years.
And while we're attempting to do this, we'll be discussing why each piece is so hard, and we'll also be ranking it on a tier list. Disclaimer, can't play them all, so...
Only Lin Lin can play all of them. So first up, we have Bach. Bach is the OG, and I would say most people would agree his hardest is either Chaconne or the Third Sonata Fugue on the violin, right?
C major fugue, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty hard. I think the Chaconne's hard because it's famous, really famous.
Yes.
To make it convincing, it's pretty hard.
There's more expectation.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not sure if you guys can hear our upstairs neighbor drilling, so apologies if you can.
Yeah.
But the show must go on. So, scissors, paper, rock. You can play it.
Okay, let's go. I'm sorry again. Why do the strings snap?
That's why Bach is the hardest. It literally breaks your E string. Let me continue. A little bit of context about why Bach's solo violin is so hard while Brett goes get his E string. Bach challenged himself to write contrapuntal music, which means in the Chaconne you often have a lot of voicing. It's almost like a choir all singing together. Even though I'm playing that, right? It should sound like the bass is singing. You're kind of creating this illusion that there's four voices, but on an instrument that really was not designed to play four voices.
That's what's so tricky, and that's why my violin rage quit on me.
What would you rank Bach?
Pretty high up.
Chaconne's pretty S tier, man.
Yeah.
Like starting strong.
Yes.
Okay, next we have Mozart.
Ooh.
A lot of people think Mozart 5 is the hardest, and definitely sounds musically and technically the most difficult, but we both talked about this and we both think Mozart 4 is actually probably the hardest.
Yes.
Because it's so awkward.
E doesn't rage quit on me. New string, guys.
That opening is just so awkward. Like a bird, like an opera singer. Oof. Even that, like out of tune, right? To get that articulation with the short strokes, to get that resonance and singing.
And also to find the note when you start.
Yeah.
Because like you wait a whole minute for the whole tutti section. And also it's not in quite an awkward posture.
Yeah.
It's not in the fourth.
Yeah. Purely technical speaking, maybe C or D.
Yes.
But
musically,
given the musical challenges of making Mozart sound effortless.
if it sounds hard, you messed up.
Exactly. Alright, next up we have Beethoven. That opening is
so hard.
notoriously difficult. You're doing dominant seventh octaves to start a piece out of nowhere. Again, kind of like Mozart, it's so naked.
Yeah.
Right? And there's nothing to hide. You know when you're playing scales, anything out of tune, any tonal inconsistency is very obvious. And on top of that, you somehow have to make these scales sound musical.
A?
I say.
Next one, Paganini, God Save the Queen. Oh.
Wait, is it Queen or King?
God Save the King. I mean, King.
Oh, it's Queen.
It's Queen. Oh, God.
Okay.
Wait, I thought it was God Save the... Okay, this is where it gets starts tricky. Second bar, no breaks. It's almost like the first line is just like a little warm up. So get ready. Okay, here we go.
Let's not torture the viewers any longer, but as you can see, it's like a remix of the most difficult movements and techniques one could even dream of on the violin. It's pure gymnastics for both your left and right hand, right?
Paganini just wants you to suffer.
Techniques like the left hand pits, like playing one string while pitching another one, lots of double stops, string crossings, jumps, high notes, strokes, trills, chords, ricochets, anything that you can think of.
Yeah, it's the nest here. Extremely painful.
Mendelssohn Concerto.
Played it recently, I know it. It's actually not that hard technically, besides the octaves. And it's also a piece you can't just over practice. Because if you over practice it, it gets a bit mundane and old.
Yeah.
And hard, Augustine mentioned it's hard to draw inspiration to make it sound good as well.
Yeah. Everyone knows it. People have such high expectations of how your opening melodies should sound like. It has to be the perfect, the sweetness, the phrasing.
Yeah,
B?
B, yes. Ernst. Oh.
This is very similar territory to God Save the King. To me, the main difference is this has to sound beautiful.
Yes, it can't sound like you're butchering.
Yeah, it's not like a pure virtuosic display of fireworks. It's very much like da 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 da. But meanwhile, behind it's like
Anyway, I'd say it's like S.
yeah, so I don't wonder if Bach should be.
That's what I mean. Chaconne, I feel like Chaconne is a little bit like, if you're telling me to pull off Chaconne versus the Ernst or Paganini, I'll pull off Chaconne. Chaconne is still hard, guys. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah.
Brahms.
Okay, violin concertos. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you want me to play this for 5 mil.
Do it, guys. Like and subscribe. Woo! Da-da-da.
We feel like Brahms is probably one of the hardest ones.
I think so.
I think. It's at that point between the Beethoven Violin Concerto where it's musically very challenging, but also overlapping to the point where it's actually violinistically very challenging,
Yes.
right? So you have stuff like Tchaikovsky, which is virtuosically very challenging, whereas something like Beethoven, if you don't phrase it well, it's just not going to sound right.
Brahms definitely an A or S.
Let's put A.
Okay, Tchaikovsky, third movement. So the opening's kind of like. And then the run, right? Tchaikovsky is one of the pieces where it's like always going to be awkward for the violin.
Yeah.
You know, even the first movement, it's got that. I think I played it wrong, man. Oh yeah. Yeah. But I'd say Tchaikovsky's much easier musically than Brahms and Beethoven and all that stuff.
Still hard though, don't get us wrong.
It's still very hard.
musically.
A, I think so. A.
No A. Sibelius.
Definitely A tier.
The last movement is really what?
Oh.
The hook stroke's so awkward. I have not practiced it. Please don't judge.
Apologies.
Moving on, we have Izai. What do you think is the hardest Izai?
Izai number 6 for sure. Something like that. What is it? It just goes straight to like finger octaves. Duh.
Yeah.
And that just killed me.
If you haven't heard yet, check out Augustine or James Ennis recording.
Oh, I think they're
It's
one of the
messed up.
best in the world. A. Yeah.
High A. Bazzini. I never played it actually. I just remember
You just
there was,
did it.
It's a technically hard piece, but musically there's not.
No,
It's just
right.
flat. Ravel, Sagan, right? Well, you played it.
Haven't played in like 15 years. That's the beginning, and then it goes.
You can kind of see with violin, there's always like repeated themes like string crossings, harmonics, double stops. These things really are what makes it spicy.
I'd say high B, yeah.
Okay, next we have Barber.
Violin concerto.
I think it's okay though. Unless you're like Hilary Hahn and play it like BPM 3000. Like, I haven't played it for like 15 years and
But once you,
I can
yeah,
still kind of
exactly.
remember. It's alright. I think it's a C. Prokofiev, that's AOS.
AOS. It's got an infamous line only Hilary Hahn can play.
The second
Actually,
movement.
I'm not even joking, yeah, like. And there's a run that goes da da da.
Oh yeah!
I'm trying to find, yeah. Alright, I think it's a high A.
Block. I don't know blocks. Oh,
like
they're
that-
good.
yeah,
Of course. Alright, we've got our first D.
yeah.
Do
Woo!
you remember how it goes? They're good.
No, I don't remember. I remember playing it. It's
like a student piece, right?
Student piece. Tartini. C or B? I think B.
I don't think it's that hard, but I know people think it's.
Put it low.
I
B.
suppose, yeah, okay.
Just out of respect for everyone's opinions.
Janowski first concerto.
I'll say A for now because it doesn't have that. It's not as hard as Paganini.
Yeah.
I'll
I've seen
put
like
A.
F sharp, the key.
Oh, that's terrible. Nasty.
Sarasate. Ooh, what do you think Sarasate's hardest piece? Carmen?
I think so.
You played it?
Sarasate has like the. But it's
This is
it's
good, man.
alright. Once you get
Yeah.
it, you get it. Or the.
Yeah. Sarasate is like more accessible Paganini.
I think it's a B.
There you go.
Not exact, but it's roughly the picture, and I think most violinists will agree, give or take.
Highly recommend you all go check out each of the pieces and try playing some of them.
Don't hurt yourself, but have fun, and as
Yeah.
always, go practice!